Alright, you're on the metro. On the way to another day of your life, you're on your phone, just like hundreds of other commuters trying to pass the time until it's your turn to get off. You open a news app, or go to some website or a YouTube video. First, you see about an airstrike on a hospital, a school, a flood in the coastal regions, a murder in a densely populated city, a shooting in the depths of a third world country that you never knew existed prior to the exposure to the report. And then you go to the next page, and the same things again: shootings, attacks, death, pain, sorrow, loss. It's just one of those things that you come across in the span of 100 posts in under 5 minutes. You look up, everyone's on their phones, or reading, or dreading the day they're going into, and you wonder, could I get hurt here? Am I safe? Is the world doomed? Is a 6-7 meme dead? I think that's the most important question. And hopefully, I did not spook your commute, but the feeling, the dread, the sorrow, the second-hand embarrassment of the celebrity who had an unfortunate wardrobe malfunction at a fashion show, they're all very real. And they're all triggered by something. And before we dive in, this is not one of those all mainstream news is evil or all news channels are fake, because there are hundreds of people and politicians talking about this and who have run entire campaigns based on this very claim. But I want to talk about the other side of the equation, us, because our exposure to this information also shapes the very reality we live in. And it's not necessary to lie in this case, but whatever gains the attention works. And the funny part is the fact that it's not just the news. Oh no, that makes the whole thing way too easy. No, it's everyone. You, me, your cat, your refrigerator. Chapter 1. Why is the news always so depressing? Well, because bad things happen, obviously, but if we zoom out, we see that they're using one of our most important traits. In psychology, we call it negativity bias. It's basically that we pay more attention to bad news, as that's how we've stayed alive throughout the ages. But now, we are far from where we are threatened by anything else other than, and also the fact that we have the whole wide world in the palms of our hands instantly. Our negativity bias is exposed to the whole wide world and not just the local community, and what which we used to scan for dangers in a small area now processes serious disasters every single day, every moment. Due to these stories involving danger or outrage getting more clicks, shares, and attention, which results them in being recommended to more people who do the same, it's not that these companies want to scare us, assuming they're neutral. They just want profit, which comes from attention, which comes from negative news. The constant chase for profit leads into serious side effect. Now, you're on the metro, probably where you are. Now imagine a few wallets and phones are stolen, maybe even a bag, over a few days, and a thief is caught. As is the nature of such incidents. Pretty petty, isn't it? And also pretty localized. But headlines come up as inside the metro theft epidemic. How criminals strike without warning, or your wallet isn't safe. Pickpockets, panic spreads across metro lines. The funny thing is that neither of these headlines are false, nor need to be in your city or your country. But they're omnipresent, and due to their rather shareable nature, such a case could be in New York and you would be worried about the same thing happening in Tokyo. And even if it's a rare occasion, you'd feel like there's a whole cult out there devoted to stealing wallets and bags. You're welcome. Now let's up the ante. One channel gets boring really quick, so we'll do the next thing. Switch channels and same stories, copy paste mostly. They're always copy paste. Yeah, because Andrew Tate was right all along. See, it's the Matrix. Okay, about the former, mostly yes, but it doesn't have to be true. Usually there are one of few companies whose journalists are on the line and rest are practically loudspeakers for the story. Mostly, and why does this happen, you may ask? And it's efficient. Many stories come from a few sources, and the funny thing is most media company ownership is mostly concentrated. So that one of few entities run multiple news channels, and then what we see has 100 channels could probably just be one channel talking. And yeah, it could just be one entity laughing in his room on Instagram Reels while his channel blares whatever becomes the next trending meme on it. Ah yes, insider trading. Talk about it. Now, it isn't necessary that they're part of some wider conspiracy, but hey, chances are always slim, but never zero. But they do one thing properly, and that is reinforcing our reality. Ah, yes, the good old skill. Before it was making sure the report doesn't end up on a newspaper, but now it can be from anything from deleting videos, journalists, or could be omitting certain facts conveniently to make your argument conclusive or not covering certain angles or stories as a whole, or things that just won't run. Or we can take something that hits a lot home, and that is shadow banning and demonetization. And it's not only what influences you, but what you don't. Over 1,000 events take place in a day. 5 make it on your feed, and barely one feels important. I mean, come on. Open Google News and check, bro. Well, if you put it that way, the law from the journalists is rather all over the place, and there needs to be sorted and edited to put in the final piece, which is the wiki. Which means there has to be a filter for that information, a person, a group, or maybe an AI system. The mods, of course, it has to be the mods. Regardless, a lot of power is there, and most stories are molded there. Their views, biases, etc. And this is how Discord and Reddit mods and all the other wealthy individual entities of a specific island, I wonder which one, are protected. Well, no information is devoid of bias. It's everywhere because the story has to be framed somehow, right? And framing can be different between different people or different groups of people. So that means even if two channels cover the same event, they would have their own points reflected onto the stories. Probably one highlights a conflict, something else would highlight the intentions and the prelude to such a conflict. Some would jump to the conclusion, and some may start dispensing morals. That's the nature. But bro, it's a Wendy's or a Karen at McDonald's, bro. Why are you worried? It's not that deep. But each of these cases have a different takeaway from the story, and that does shape your perception of the world around you. What's common, rare, difficult, easy, dumb, smart, important, useless. And it's basically what matters. And the best part is that we're oblivious to it. And this is the foundation of why Rolexes cost 10k while a Casio costs $10, I guess. Anyway. Now the real part, the actual consequences of overconsumption of information. We see the world as the presented. We should tell as what is right, what is wrong, good, bad, cringe, dangerous, safe. And if using AI LLMs haven't done that already, well, news is there. They were there, they will be there. They won't leave you. GG's. Basically ask the question rather than subconsciously, albeit what does it mean for us instead of what happened, and we expect somebody else to answer that question and now bring the previous pointers and personalized algorithms. And now we have cases of news scrolling, people scrolling till 3 a.m. and this information is basically engineered to keep you engaged. And with enough reps, echo chambers form, and where what you believe is reinforced, the opposite view seems irrational, and now we suddenly feel like we're at the war with something or someone. And not just us, the other person is in the same echo chamber of their own, living their own reality or the perception of it. Boom, civil war in the comments. Psych. Everyone, because we get our information, advertisers get their cut, and so do the media providers. And not just them, the companies, parties, politicians, governments, and influencers. It's simple. Once you shape their focus, you shape the world around them. What do they care about? Love, hate, buy, sell, think, and most importantly, what they pay attention to, which reinforces that cycle. Because, hey, it's the currency of the internet. And in this whole video, we circle on attention, its value, and to the wider market. We haven't touched upon what we can do. I mean, there's certain benefits of going dark, but we still need to stay connected, talk to people, share memes. We can't do without that, can we? And through all that, we can still be influenced, but there's no way out. Just accept it, bro. From a certain point of view, there's no way out. We can't just leave everything, right? Going dark is lonely, bro. Neither is not watching the news a suggested solution, or else you could very well miss a natural disaster warning. Might as well I suggest a better alternative. Mindful consumption? That deep now? Exactly. Read the story, look at multiple sources, your feeling, because if something makes you feel triggered, it is designed to do so. Mostly. And now I'm going to use some peak Star Wars quote here, but they don't even bother to lie badly anymore. Those who know, you know. You just need to be given what you want or what you think you want more than others, and we humans are gullible enough to take it, keep quiet. Some are bribed with content, others with money. And because at the end we just want to be stimulated and they give it to us. And we lose our own perception of our own reality and for what they impose upon us. Because we seldom question whether we are actually seeing the world or the path that screams loudest at us. Until next time.